So I think it's safe to say that we're moving into the latter half of the Boruto series, or the end of the Boruto series. And when I say the end, I'm referring to the OG Boruto series. So, similar like how we had Naruto and then we had Naruto Shippuden, I think we're moving into the end of the Naruto phase for the Boruto era. Now, I'm not going to theorize on whether the series will be called Boruto Shippuden, Boruto Raiden, or Boruto whatever, but I think we're moving into the Shippuden half of the Boruto series, just like a basic reference to what we're talking about. So we're going to refer to it as Boruto Shippuden. Not saying that's what it will be called. But I think based on what we see in chapter 64, or saw in chapter 64, with Naruto going to face off against Code, I think something big will happen in this chapter, or it may happen in the upcoming chapters, because as you know, chapters tend to end on cliffhangers, so it could be a case where we just get a precursor to what will happen, and then the following chapters will close it off. But yeah, I think something big will happen, and I'm gonna base this entire video on a theory that I saw on Facebook. So I know I made a video, I think week before last week or last week, saying I'm gonna do reviews on some topics or theories that you guys provide me with, and when people submit it, I'm gonna do it. But this person didn't really submit this theory, but I saw it and I think it was pretty cool. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I agree with most of it, and I think it's just a good theory all around. So here we go. So this series is referring to the end of OG Boruto. As I mentioned earlier, OG Naruto, OG Boruto, similar like concept. So it says that Boruto will end with Shikamaru's death, which I did predict, and I think it will happen. It might not happen, but I think it will happen. So Boruto will end with Shikamaru's death, Naruto getting kidnapped, and Kawaki joining Kara. So this part is really interesting because I saw it as Boruto getting kidnapped, and then Kawaki is gonna go to Amado to get the karma to go save Boruto because he needs the power to do so. So I think that's a good motivational factor to get Kawaki to go get the karma from Amado, because we know that he's thinking about it, but he doesn't want to do it. But I think if this happens, if Boruto gets kidnapped, he may get the karma just so that he has the power to save Boruto. So this is really interesting, but this says that Naruto is the one that's gonna get kidnapped. So I didn't really think about it that way, but I think it's highly possible, because if Naruto does lose the code, or let's say Code uses dimensional travel ability to summon Ada and Damon, and then everything just goes off the rails, because we know that Damon is pretty hacks. He might not be as strong as Naruto physically or power wise, but the hacks that he has to reflect intent, not just the power itself, just intent, your intent to harm him can get reflected on you. So that power is pretty OP. You know that Ada has the ability to see the present and the past and all that lovely stuff, and she might be able to do a little combat here and there, but it has been stated that she doesn't know taijutsu, all that. She just knows basic taijutsu. So these two cyborgs here, Ada and Damon, they're not really let's just say overpowered in the power sense, but overpowered in the hack sense. So their hacks might be able to take out Naruto, Shikamaru, and all that lovely stuff. So that could happen, and then Code kidnaps Naruto to kind of motivate Boruto to listen to him or whatever. But since Boruto is down for the count right now, I think Boruto is the one that's gonna get kidnapped. It could go either way, so we shall see. So the other bit says that Kawaki will join Kara while Sasuke will stay with Boruto and train him during the time skip. So yeah, it says that's why Boruto has Sasuke's sword, headband, and cape, the testimony of their official sensei/student relationship. So this part is pretty cool. I think that it is possible that, as I said, Boruto, Kawaki really loves Naruto, so he will want to protect Naruto. So it is plausible to say that Kawaki will join Code or go with Code, because Code wants to take him back to Ada, because Ada wants to meet Kawaki, because she can't really use her power on Kawaki, so she wants to fall in love with Kawaki, like a real love situation, because she can't have that with somebody that's non-Otsutsuki. So she can either fall in love with Kawaki or Boruto, because they're real Otsutsukis at this point, based on the genetic manipulation caused by karma. So she wants Kawaki to be with her, so it could be a case where Kawaki decides to go with Code and ended up protecting Naruto there, or whatever. But yeah, it is plausible that Kawaki would join Kara to stay with Naruto. So the power says Sasuke will stay to train Boruto. That's pretty good, because a lot of people like to talk about their relationship, that's Boruto and Sasuke's relationship, saying that they have the best student master relationship. I think that's flat out false. They're hyping it up to be that, but it isn't that at the moment. So it is possible in the future, if you get a training arc or whatever with Boruto and Sasuke, that would be pretty good. But as of right now, they really haven't interacted in a training type of way. Sasuke does motivate him, talk to him, and they did train like once, but like overall he's not really like a teacher sensei. Like he's just like maybe like a guide, like a role model or something like that. Yeah, he's not really like a teacher. He isn't really teaching Boruto anything. He hasn't really taught him anything. So even with the Rasengan situation, Konohamaru taught him the Rasengan. Sasuke did send him to learn it, but Sasuke didn't teach him like to do the Rasengan. So yeah, I don't know, man. Their relationship is pretty cool, but when it comes to like sensei like training and all that lovely stuff, they don't have that right now. So if we're gonna go based off the future timeline and say that okay, Sasuke is his teacher and yada yada yada, he's wearing Sasuke's cape and he's using the sword, then there must be a reason why. So it is plausible that Sasuke would end up training Boruto legitimately and maybe passing down his sword and whatever. A lot of people have theorized that Sasuke will die, which is why Sasuke has his equipment. Because you think that even if Sasuke did train him, why would Sasuke give him the sword and his cloak? Is he retired or something? You know, so why would he just give away his equipment and not just get Boruto his own equipment if Sasuke is still active? So that leads people to believe that Sasuke might be dead, which I am leaning on that side as well. But it could also be a case where he just gave him his thing, like a master passing down his used equipments and so on. So it could go either way. So I think that this theory is pretty plausible. And I did speak about this when I was on the live with Juju and my boy Sway. We did a live like yesterday or day before yesterday talking about the latest Boruto episode, and I talked about how I always thought the Boruto series would end. And I mentioned that I think Kawaki's not gonna kill Naruto, he's gonna send him somewhere, because he literally said, I'm gonna send you where I sent the seventh. A lot of people are saying that it could be interpreted like he's gonna send him to the afterlife. It is possible, but I doubt it. Like Naruto, they're not gonna kill that brand, they're not gonna kill that character. They can take him out of the series for a long extended period of time, but they would also like love the ability to bring him back at any point. And you know that they could technically do that even if he does die, because Naruto does have a lot of ways he can bring people back from the dead, so it is possible. So yeah, we just have to wait and see. But I think Kawaki is gonna send him to another dimension, specifically Jigen's dimension or Ishiki's dimension, where he stores things. So I think that ability is called Tsukunahi Kona or Daikokuten, one of the two of them. One is used to shrink things, one is used to store things in another dimension and access it. So that's the dimension where he teleports to, or the dimension where he summons the cubes from. I remember that episode where he was like eating at the table, Delta destroyed the table, then Jigen like brought another table from another dimension with wine and food already prepared. So what he explained is that anything that is in that dimension is frozen in time. So if Naruto does go in that dimension, he would basically be frozen in time, so he wouldn't even be aware that he's there. It's like he's just frozen in time and space. So that could also be the case. I think that's where Kawaki would send him. And people are saying that Kawaki wouldn't have access to that ability because the karma only gives people like certain abilities and not the abilities of the Otsutsuki themselves. I don't think that's the case, because even if you look at Jigen had the ability to like access that dimension and to also like shrink things with his shrinking ability, and those are the abilities of Ishiki himself. So like that's not specific to karma, or as Boruto and Kawaki would also have those abilities. So you can see that Jigen had access to Ishiki's abilities, and people are gonna say like Jigen was in his mind and all that, he was controlling him and all that lovely stuff. Yeah, but that version of Ishiki, that little piece of Ishiki that was in Jigen's brain, that did end up dying because Ishiki did place the karma on Jigen eventually. So yeah, I don't know. I think Kawaki should have access to Ishiki's abilities the same way Jigen had access to the abilities while he had the karma. So yeah, it's highly plausible that Kawaki will send Naruto to that dimension. What happens afterwards, like, I have no idea. I'm not even gonna theorize that far. Maybe I'll like sit down, go through it, and then come up with something, but like I don't know what happens afterwards, and I think that's a good thing. One thing I love about the Boruto series is the fact that it has a lot of mystery behind it. Like I'm just that type of guy. I love a series or a show or a movie or whatever that has a lot of mystery behind it. You know, if everything is just out there, it's not that interesting to me, which is why I drop certain series that I'm not going to name, and not really drop, but like I'm not really interested in it again like I was before. You know, I like something that has a lot of mystery to it, that has me thinking, you know. Although sometimes it's a little annoying when some things that should be facts and confirmed, like it's not. And it's obvious that they're doing it on purpose to like get people thinking and talking, which is a good thing to do, like from a business perspective. You get that SEO. So yeah, like I love the series because it has a lot of mystery. People can theorize a lot, and that's what will keep the base active, and keep the name active itself. So yeah, I'm rambling right now, so let me know what you guys think about the theory itself. What do you guys think about the future of Boruto in general? Where do you think it's headed? What do you guys think will happen? So drop it in the comments, drop a like if you like the video, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.